just, more soul searching, diving deeper, because we're always growing and we're always studying, right? So that was a very profound song. Let's get our happy going. What time is it? The time is always, it's now time. So here we go. Are you ready? And a one, and a two, and a three. You know what to do. We're zippy, 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 zappy, zappy, zappy. H-A-P-P-Y. We're happy. Yes. And two more times. We're zippy, 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 zappy, zappy, zappy. H-A-P-P-Y. We're happy. Woo! And again, we're zippy, 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 zappy, zappy, zappy. H-A-P-P-Y. We're happy. Woo! I'm happy. You're happy. We're all happy. Why? Because every little cell in our body's happy. Every little cell in our body's well. Every little cell in our body's healthy. Every little cell in our body's well. You feel so good. I feel so well. Because every little cell in our body's well. Yes. Awesome. Yes. Because happy cells make healthy, harmonious cells. Yeah. It's a proven fact. The more you laugh, the more your cells laugh. The more you laugh, the better you feel. The more, absolutely, turn that frown upside down into an awesome, wonderful smile and create good, deep belly laughs. And we'll have more about that later on. And like I've said time and time again in the past, if we're not learning, we're not growing. So therefore, take every moment and use it as a lesson and as a growing educational experience. Sometimes things seem really, really hard, whether you're battling with depression, battling with obesity, battling with just up and down weight gain or loss, battling with sickness, battling with diseases, ailments, or whether you are battling with a heartache, a breakup, family issues. No matter what the issues may be, remember, there are no problems, because the problem is your viewpoint about the problem. The problem is your attitude about the problem, right? Captain Jack Sparrow. So with that being said, different things going on, we find ourselves in cycles, and things happen and they keep happening. And remember, the old saying, you keep doing the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same results. Okay. That's a no-brainer, right? Same thing with cycles. And sometimes it is a very confusing thing out there. Even I get confused sometimes of talking with me, what may be encompassing me, or who may be relaying messages to me. Sometimes it does get a little bit smoky, foggy, if you will. And that's when we have to always be in steadfast prayer and meditation, and always being in tune with our inner being and our highest and best now, our higher self. And it does take constant discipline, and it does take constant being in know and being in tune with yourself. And so with that being said, the dark side, there is a dark side. I do not wish to dwell on the dark side. And I know that we always teach that you're not going to be able to happy everything away. However, we also have to be understood that there are certain things that do happen in the world, and it's always a very good thing for us to put on a shield of armor. Don't you think? Always a good idea for us to do that, because when we know what's going on in the world, and we know that dark angels exist, and we know that darkness is around, it doesn't mean that we're dwelling upon it. It simply means we are being aware of it. Now, I know that there are a lot of people that get stuck in that demise of dwelling upon the darkness, and this is my only way that I can cope with it, or this is happening to me and I see no way out. And I understand that a lot of people do get stuck in that field of confusion. But those words that I posted earlier, they're very profound. Think on those words. Even if you are not learning from your mistakes, the dark side is always learning from your mistakes. Are they mistakes? Not if we're growing. I've taught that many times. We're never having mistakes if we are learning and growing. However, when the cycle continues to repeat itself, and the same thing keeps happening over and over again, then it is a cycle that the dark side is learning what you didn't learn, and they're using those mistakes that you have made in those cycles to continue to put out the darkness and the clouds over you. They're continuing to do that because they're learning. And when we're learning, that's, just hitting them on the head with it. But the darkness is learning from what we are putting out there. We're like, oh, good, that's his weakness. That's her weakness. This is what she's going to do. This is what he's going to do. This is what this person is going to do. Yeah, I know their cycle, and I know what they are about to do, and I know what they've done in the past. So this is what I'm going to do to create this. And so we know that, universe and God is always going to be for our best and our highest and best now and for our greater good. And as long as we stay steadfast and non-compromising and always in prayer and meditation, then the darkness is not going to encompass us. Obviously, I mean, sometimes it does seem like dark and dreary. I know, I've been there. A lot of you may or may not know my past, and that's for another time. And some of my past videos that I spoke about are on the YouTube channel that you can find out different things that happened to me in my past, which is where I come in to bring you good learning experiences, my experiences to help you to overcome your adversities in life. Maybe you didn't go through the exact same thing that I did. Maybe you did. I don't know. And it really doesn't matter if you went through the exact same thing or not. Hello, Brenda. Good to see you on here. It really doesn't matter if you went through the same things that I did or not. The underlying message and the education, if you will, or the experience, if you will, is all going to be along the same modalities. Now, there's different angles and different approaches that we should take when dealing with different situations. However, when we get caught up in this tangled web of deception, and it could be from our own deception, our own minds playing tricks on us. It could be a tangled web of just darkness in our own minds, or it could be a tangled web of deceit and so sorry for the message. Don't worry, Brenda. I should have told you I was getting ready to go on here live. I needed to do this before I head out for the evening. So, but what I was saying is, everything is a journey. Everything should be treated as a lesson. What lesson is this to learn in? And I understand that different people are at certain levels in their lives. And I understand that it is not cut and dry, and that everybody does not have the same, or does not react with the same answers or the same messages that I am sending out for something. So not my job, but my wish is that I meet you all where you are. For instance, with my daughter, oh goodness, you all, thank you all so much for your heartfelt love, your patience, your kindness, your generosity of support and prayers, and everything that you've done for my daughter. Very much appreciated. We will be getting her this week. We just had a few little setbacks, but that's okay, because again, it's a learning experience, definitely learning about everything. So, thank you. I cannot wait for her to appear on here in her window of opportunity that we have for her to come on. So I will let you know as soon as we get her, so that you can all tune in this coming week to see with your own eyes the restoration that has been implanted in my daughter's heart and in her soul, and different things that have happened. Of course, she has a long way to go, and there's still learning curves. There is still a big arena that she must venture out into. So definitely keep Jordan in your prayers from now on. Anyway, things are moving right along. Okay, so now back to our the dark angels, dark side, darkness, creatures, whatever you want to call them. Please know that we are not dwelling on that. I am not asking you to dwell on that, but I'm asking you to think in a broad, universal type thought. And a lot of people in the rings that I live in, they want to think universal, but they want to forget that there is darkness that resides, and there are always outside darts and arrows that can be thrown your way. So I know that a lot of people in my arena just want to keep it peace and happiness and safe, and everything is just a lollipop. And that's great. You know what? And that's what we're here for, to create the wonderful world of happy reality, because you can always create your happy no matter what storms are coming on in your life to flood over you. So we can always keep our happy on. And I'm not saying for you not to keep your happy on. What I am simply trying to get out there is that we have to acknowledge what is going on. Because face it, everyone, I get inboxes daily. I get texts daily. I get people that come in this shop, believe it or not, because whenever I let them know who what I do and what we're about, then people feel compelled to let me know what's going on. So I know that there's a lot of darkness out there. I know that they know that there's a lot of darkness going on out there. And I know that a lot of people are getting lost and trapped in that darkness. And in order to bring them out of it, in order to bring myself out of what I had to bring myself out of, with the help of different mentors and counselors, and then now I went through hypnotherapy with Janet. Thanks, Janet, no, Janet had nothing to do with it. It was all my inner being that brought out different things. So we all have to face the darkness in order to overcome it. Whenever we face the darkness, then we can be stronger. We can be better equipped to have ammunition to ward them off with. If we don't know what darkness is lurking, and we just hit it back, oh no, nothing happened to me. No, I'm good. But you're depressed, or you're defensive, or you're almost over the top, too much. And I'm not pointing any fingers at anyone. Please do not mistake this for pointing anything. I'm just saying that, I get people that they can't kick the forgiveness. They have a hard time with forgiveness. And for me, it just comes second nature because of the dad that I grew up with and the grandmother that I had. But I get that all the time. I mean, literally people coming in here and people inboxing or sending me emails. I get this all the time. Or they just don't have a way they don't know how to forgive, or depression, or they see the bottomless pit that they keep falling down in, and they don't see any way out. And I see all of this happening and all of this world coming around and crashing around. And for us to say, just don't worry about it and be happy, that's not a solution. The solution is we have to face our adversities. We have to face our dark angels. My son would be a very good example of this as well. He knows all too well about the dark angels, but I'll let him explain that. I will not say anything about him. My son is absolutely amazing. He amazes me each and every day with the profound messages that he sets out, and the person that he has grown to be, and the love for humanity that he truly has, and a desire to really, really, really help heal and to be an example to heal. So just had to do a little mommy brag moment for a minute. But anyway, back to my regularly scheduled program. Be aware is my main focus for tonight. Just be aware of what's going on around you. Be aware of what darkness lurks around. Be aware of, sometimes we do get confused. I know I've gotten confused a couple of times, thinking that it was my higher self, telling me what is going on right down here below, and this is the move that I need to make. When in actuality, it was actually a confusion with the darkness getting encompassed in me, making me think that this is what I needed to do, when in all actuality, I needed to do that over there. So I understand that sometimes it does get really confusing. So that's what life is all about. And that's what this group is all about, for us to help each other and for us to learn and grow and experience, and to really be a help aid for people that are having a time coming out of their darkness or their deep pit. And again, this serves the same purpose if you're having complications with your health, if you're having complications with disease, if you're having complications with your weight, if you're having complications just with your whole body, mind, and spirit. The cycles keep coming around. Okay, so I wasn't going to eat that. I was going to start doing this with my diet. I was going to start eating this with my diet. However, The darkness knew my mistakes that I was making, so they kept presenting these same things so that I would stumble and trip and fall again. And therefore, I didn't get to eat those blueberries. I opted for the Twinkie instead. Okay, so, that's the kind of obstacles that get put in our way. So no matter what you're going through in life, depression, anxiety, disease, sickness, weight problems, diet issues, health issues, anything whatsoever, relationships, heartaches, deaths, just anything, the worst possible things that you can think of, no matter what you're going through, whenever we know that there is another entity or entities that are trying to entrap us and trying to suffocate us and make us think that we're just useless. No, we're all very, very, very useful. But it takes a little bit of time and it takes a little bit of dedication to really sit back and do some deep diving and thinking and some awesome meditation to really be able to embrace our own selves and be ready to be ready to be ready to be accepting of whatever darkness that you have tended to put away and it has resurfaced. I'm not saying make them all resurface. Maybe it's not time yet. Maybe it will be time a little bit later. But the truth of the matter is that there is some darkness in a lot of people, and it's from suppressed childhood. The dark side likes to keep us blinded and in the negative. That's absolutely right. The dark side does keep us blinded, but all these blinders on, we talked about lifting veils the other day. And so the dark side, they have a very good, keen way of putting veils and shades on across our eyes. And they also like to keep us blind in the thing is nothing but negative. So that is absolutely right, Brenda. So the darkness has a way of manipulating us, of making us think something is one way when it's really another. And so it does take diligence. It does take steadfastness. And always pray for discernment. Pray for wisdom. Pray for knowledge. Those are the three things I cannot stress enough. Pray for discernment, wisdom, and knowledge. And so the more of that we have, the more awakened that we can become. And yes, we are going to trip up. Yes, different things are going to come our way. And, myself, you all know, heck, I'm always learning something. Oh, well, that didn't work. I'm going to do this over here. Oh, okay, that happened. Well, okay, let me go try this over here. Or maybe something happened in my life and there are some God sent angels that have come in here and wow, they have definitely enlightened me and allowed me to really see things for what they absolutely are. So anyway, my point is that life can be very beautiful. Life can be very complicated if we allow it to be. It should only be complicated for just a little bit. Sometimes, the dark side does like to keep it really complicated so that we're in a state of confusion at all times. I know that's happened to me a couple of times. I'll admit it. But the important thing is that we have to know our opponent. There's opponents in life. Remember we discussed about the yin and the yang and all about the balance. I'm not saying create the yang out there. I'm not saying at all create the negativity or create the chaos. Absolutely not. But whenever, the world goes around, but goodness always prevails. Love always wins. Love wins. Love heals all. Universal love, unconditional love, forgiveness, love. That is the answer. When we realize that, we can really be at peace and we can really just help ourselves to be the highest self that they can be. Does that make sense? Does anybody have any questions? I'm not going to keep you on here too much longer. I just wanted to pop on and let you know about the adversities in life and about the cycles and about that profound message of when we don't learn from our mistakes, the dark side certainly learns from our mistakes. They are very keen on what moves that we are going to make. So it's very important that we do know our opponent and we do know what is going on out there. So that is my message to you. Be aware, be steadfast, be patient. be very, very patient. And sometimes, and I'm guilty of this, sometimes silence is a lot more profound. Sometimes it's very detrimental, though. There's a time for everything. There's a time to speak up. There's a time to keep silent. It just depends on what. In an inbox, if you all need help, I have a lot of clients right now that I'm coaching, but I have a room set aside before I head over to Africa and before Fiji that I do private consultations. So if you need help with your health, if you need help with your diet needs, with changing your body, mind, and spirit, and if you want to be the best that you can be, and you want to change what is going on with you now, whether it be your appearance, whether it be your health, whether it be your mind, please send me a message and let me know. I will help you to achieve your health goals, as always, helping a couple people right now. So anyway, just let me know that, and we will keep the art of health restoration alive and well, and we will keep you alive and well. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you for keeping this group alive. Thank you for all of your support. And please stay tuned as we get closer to the time of Jordan's arrival. I'm super excited about that. So I just love each and every one of you. You all mean so much to me. I will always have a special place in my heart for each and every one of you, no matter where I am in the public view. Let's see. You are awesome. You are amazing. You are beautiful. And you are loved. Vanaka Vaka Levu for tuning in. And until we meet again, more than.